Did you know that the average NFL player, and All Black, being a Kiwi, I guess I've got to name check the biggest sports team here, probably could not do Bakasana or crow pose? In fact, the average strong guy probably couldn't do this pose either, or any of these other kind of tricky yoga poses that require more than just absolute strength. But does yoga actually make you stronger? The answer might surprise you. Hi, my name's Kamina Sue, and in this video I'm going to answer the question, is yoga strength training? So the definition of strength training is the ability of the body to produce force against an external resistance. And that is a quote from Mark Rippetoe of Starting Strength, who talks about this idea a lot. The stronger you are, the better you're able to generate force, and that might come out in strength, in speed, and other ways that you can physically interact with your environment. And it's also easier for you to interact with your environment as well, requiring less effort on your part. We generate force through muscular contraction. And so we build our muscles the most easily and effectively through using an external weight, such as barbell, a dumbbell, or kettlebells, for example. From a purely reductionist standpoint in that case, yoga does not build strength in the same way as lifting an external weight. Yes, there are challenging poses in yoga, such as advanced arm balances, being able to press into a handstand, for example, that do require a lot of strength, but it doesn't build strength in the same way as someone perhaps using progressive overload to in their deadlift or in their squats or lifting more in their bench press. It just doesn't have it doesn't stimulate the muscles in the same way. And plus, because there's so many different variables with an individual, trying to build more and more strength with yoga is it's actually quite a haphazard and not a particularly effective way to build strength in the same way if you were to take a beginner and have them do a simple barbell strength training or using external weights as resistance. What yoga does teach is proprioception, being able to control the breath along with body awareness, and most crucially, being able to move your brainwave patterns. Now, what do I mean by that? When you're really getting involved in a yoga practice and you are just moving seamlessly from one pose to another, or you're actually just staying in a pose and just getting really in touch with that present moment, we're actually able to, as yogis, change our brainwaves from the beta everyday state into slower and more coherent alpha brainwave states. That's actually how we can calm down our nervous system and manage the stress response, and very, very crucially, be able to self-regulate in really uncomfortable situations. So in terms of strength building, yoga is not perhaps optimal for actual strength building in the physical sense. I like to think of it as internal strength building. As for what I said about burly guys not being able to generally do a pose like Bakasana or crow pose, it's really because that yoga requires a lot of coordination and core strength that straightforward strength training does not actually give you. But in my view, it doesn't mean that one discipline is lesser or greater than the other. What that tells me is that the two of them are so incredibly complementary, and that yoga complements strength training and vice versa. So in future videos, I'll be sharing with you guys how you can combine yoga and strength training together for the best results. If you like this video, please subscribe so you'll be notified of any more content that I'll be putting out there. Thanks for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.